I don't mind telling you, this has been my hardest hike so far. This one's killed me at times. Hi cows, be good, I just need to get to that gate. Thank you. Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. Well, I just thought I'd start this one a little bit different and tell you what we're going to do. We're going for a hike on the Yorkshire Moors, and we're going for a wild camp at the Wainstones, but doing it a little bit different. That's why I thought I'd show you on the map first of all. This here is where we'll be parked. Let me just zoom it. There you go. This here is where we'll be parked. So we'll be starting and finishing at this spot, basically. Now the camping spot is over here. This is your Wainstones over here. You will get to see them later. Right, however, that is, I believe it's just under 2 miles. Right, I've done it a few times, right? I'm following the Cleveland way and stuff. But what I will plan on doing this time, I plotted a completely new route to get there. And I've never been this way. It's just the route I've plotted, and I thought, why not? We'll just go for it and see what happens. I'm heading the opposite way to the campsite. I'm hoping, right, it will take me 4 hours to get to the campsite. I should be there about 5 p.m. Well, I should leave there about 5 p.m. and start my hike, as long as everything goes to plan. Right, and I'm hoping it takes me 4 hours to get to the campsite. And that way I'll get there for 9 p.m. and get set up, something to eat, and so on and so on. But this is what we're doing. We're heading this way up this mountain range or big hill, whatever you want. I'm not sure of the size at the top, so I can't say, but whatever. We'll just say mountain for the sake of it. And we're heading right down and across. Now this here, I do know, gets real thick and brackeny and a bit of bushwhacking to get through all the way down. Now here, this I do know because I've seen it on Google Maps. It looks like it could be a nightmare. I mean, really thick into the bracken, but we'll see what happens. I know that'll slow me down. But anyway, we're going to drop all the way, start dropping down again, dropping down. Well, not dropping down. What am I saying? This is the actual mountain range we're on here. Sorry. So from there, we're going to walk all the way along the top of the mountain range, all the way around. And then when we get to this point here, this, just move that across. This is where we start dropping down. We're heading down. It's the same mountain range, but we're starting to drop down, drop down, drop down. Then we're into some fields and little area and stuff. And we're heading the little village here, Seavey Green. I'm not sure you pronounce it. It's Town Green, I know that one. But anyway, dropping down into this little village here. All right. Oops. Now this is your main road. Right, I'm going to cut across here, across this field here, following the route. Now, these are some fields, right? But once we get across there, don't know what they're like, you can't tell on Google Maps. This is the bottom of another mountain range, and it goes on, and on, and on, and on. It's a big bugger. And we're going to be following it all the way up, right? And it goes up to, I think it's 500 meters, I think. We'll find out in a minute anyway. Well, there's your 385 range, and we're a bit higher than that. And it has got a couple of separate summits. You think you're at the top, then you're not at the top. But I'm not sure how many, but I'll find that out later on. I should mention I'm heading out today, and I just thought I'd show you this while I remember. And anyway, as you can see, this is a big buggy. You just keep going up and up and up and up until we get to the top. Oh, what's that? 422, is that? 422 meters? Hard to see. But anyway, get to the top there, and then it's a hell of a drop because I have camped here before and looked up there. That is one hell of a bad drop. But we drop down here and hopefully, and this is the plan, I'll be able to camp there the night at the foot of the Wainstones. The reason why I say hopefully, there really is only one good pitch there. And if it's taken, it will be a lot of hassle for me to try and find a new pitch. But anyway, the plan is getting there for 9 p.m. as long as everything goes to plan. And then the next morning, just shooting back this 2 mile area, straight back along the lower part of the ridge line. Here's your top of the mountain ridge line, right? But we're shutting down the lower end, right, through a little foresty area. It's still quite high up. Right, well, you can see there, that's like nearly 400 metres there, but it's still quite high up. Right, and you get some great views from up there. That's why I want to go that way. And then just back to the car. And if I zoom out, you get a better view of the full thing. There you go. So yeah, we're starting here. Oops, no, we're not. We're starting there. We want to be there, but we're going all the way around, all the way down, and then along this bloody big mountain range. That's a long haul. Right, and drop down. There's your campsite there, and then it's just a couple of miles short hop back to the car. So that's the plan. Right, so I'm heading out now. Well, that's a lie. I won't even be leaving for another 2 hours. But yeah, so I'll bring you back at the start of the trail. So wish me luck.
Well then, campers. We made it here. We just parked 5 minutes down at the bottom there. But that range there, that ridge there, we want to be about a couple of miles on the other side of it, right, for the camp spot. But it's going to take us hours and hours and hours because I'm heading in completely the opposite direction. And we're going over that. Oh, you can't really see from here. I'll tell you what, I'll bring you back a little bit further up. Well, don't know if you can see just above the trees, the top of that mountain. We're camping on the back side of that one, about 2 miles behind it. So we're going all the way down, all the way around. You'll see more when we get to the top. But I've already made a mistake. I want to be on the track on the other side of them bloody trees, so I have to figure out a way to get around, because this is a different route to what I planned. In fact, this route is actually longer than the one I planned, so I don't want that, because it's going to take me about 4 hours to get to my campsite as it is. Right, which means I'll arrive there about 9ish, and that's late enough. Anyway, just got a bit of bushwhacking to do. Let's just get past it. That was okay. Yeah, just got a bit of bushwhacking to do, and I need to get to the other side of them bushes. I'm hoping, in fact I reckon it will. My map's in my bag, isn't it? And I can't bloody get at it without taking my bag off, and I don't want to do that. I've got my map on my watch, and it only says I'm 0.2 of a mile off, so it's not a million miles away. So I know I need to be on that side. I'm hoping when I get to the top of here, I'll be able to cut back across. Anyway, it's bloody hot. It's very warm. This pack's heavy because I'm carrying 4 litres of water today. Last time I went out that Blackstone Edge, I had 3 litres of water and I just about run out. So I knew it was going to be hot today, so I brought 4 litres. So this pack will get a lot lighter as the day goes, or as the afternoon goes. And it'll be really light tomorrow. That trail does not cut across. I just stopped, looked at the map. It goes on way, and you end up round the back of the mountain. and up there is where I want to be, and the trail's on the other side. I'm going to have to go back about 1.5 miles, but at least this time it's all downhill. Bloody hell, George. Rookie mistake. Getting on the wrong trail right at the beginning of the hike. Rookie mistake. Hey yo, it happens. Right then, we're back on track. I was just on the other side of that wall, and if you look in front of us, that range up there, we was almost level with that, weren't we? But on that side, so I've gone a hell of a long way, and I've had to come all the way back, because obviously you can't cut through. So yeah, almost level with that range, right, and all the way back down, all the way down to that side, and back up to this side, to, like, for argument's sake, the start, because from the bottom of here, the car's only a few minutes away. So I have wasted about an hour and quite a bit of energy. Anyway, the trail starts here, and as I was saying, we are ending up on the opposite side of that mountain, but let me just pop them sticks down again for a second. But going up, I may take the shorter route now. I've wasted a lot of time actually, right, just to save a bit of time. But the plan is we're going up to the top, walking all the way across. You drop down, you come up another mountain range, you go all the way up and up and up and up, drop down, and it brings you out right on the other side of there. And I give myself 4 hours to get there for sort of like, I'd get there about 9:30ish, because I don't want to be getting there any later than that, because all I'll do is set up my tent, have something to eat, go to bed, and I'd rather be able to sit outside for a bit and enjoy the views. Anyway, as I said, I may take that shorter trail as we go up. I may take the shorter cut, right, rather than going to the top of the mountain. I'll see how I feel when I get a bit further up there, right, and then check it in my head for timing. Right, catch you later. Alright, well there's my little shortcut I could take. Yeah, bugger it. So instead of getting to the campsite at 9, we may get there a bit later. Well, that was a hell of a climb so far. Whew. I had to stop and use me inhaler. A lot steeper than it appears. But I didn't want to take the shortcut, even though time hadn't slipped away. I killed an hour, didn't I, being on the other side of that bloody wall. Oh man, telling you, one hell of a climb this. Climbed that a few times, right? But even though it's a bit higher, I think, it's sort of a shorter climb, if you know what I mean. I know that sounds complicated, but you can sort of see it's like a zigzag, whereas this you sort of zigzag, 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 and it's a hell of a lot longer climb. Well, I've made it to the top, so to speak, and look, if I'd have kept going and following the wall on the opposite side, could have cut across there, but obviously I didn't know that was there. Right, we've got 2 miles of this and then I have to turn right, but I'm wondering if I'm on the right track, because there's a track literally just there. You can't see it, it's just there and it heads that way, and this one seems to head that way, but my map says I'm on the right track. Just as I said that, it beeped at me. It just beeped and flashed to let me know, no, I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, this track heads you up that way and around that way. Well, I want to go that way because we're ending up on the other side of that lot over there, so I am on the wrong bit. I know I've got my gaiters on, but I still don't want to walk through all that. I want to avoid as much as possible. Plus it's only a little short distance back to the trail. So, yeah. What's just dinged at me? It didn't ding at us down there, because I was walking level with the trail. Whereas that way I was starting to turn off the trail, as you can see there, starting to turn off. And this one goes to the right, that's why my watch dinged at me. Whereas that trail that I started on, you're walking level with it. I actually brought my drone with me today. Yeah, I remembered it, it's in the pack. But to be honest, I don't want to stop and have a flight here. Because to be honest, from this angle, just with me 360, you can see loads, and a drone won't add too much to it, you get me, apart from a slightly higher view. But yeah, so I'll probably, because that mountain range over there, right, we're gonna be along that and all the way down. It's a bloody long way around, this is. No idea what time I'll get to the campsite. Me campsite, me spot I've picked to camp. I'm just hoping, as I said earlier, nobody else has beat me to it. If not, I'm gonna have to go rambling about to try and find another frigging pitch. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. We are in the thick of it here. Well, now I really am in the thick of it. I hear water. Well, this time I brought plenty. Oh boy. Drink, I know. That looks quite clean, that bit. If I start to slip, I'm going to throw you and everything else. Should be fine, as long as yeah, it feels quite dry. Yeah, you just don't know until you take that step. What's it going to be like on the other side? put it in a big wide area here, because this would make a great pitch for the night. I'd stop here even though it's still too early. Right, well, we're heading up into the jungle, so once again, catch you later. Tell you what, this is a bit of a turning into a bit of a bloody nightmare, this bloody trail. We're just in the thick of the friggin' bracken. And you know ticks love these bushes. Anyway, we're dropping down over that side and we'll be climbing up that ridge over there, following it all the way along to that end and dropping down, go around a bit, and that's where the campsite is. So just keep your fingers crossed for me, hope for me there's nobody else pitched there, because by the time I get there I'm not going to be in the mood to start hunting and friggin' wandering about looking for bloody pitches. I know it happens, it's one of them things, isn't it? But that's why I would never come here on a Saturday or even a Sunday, because I know there'll be people out, because it's like a famous landmark, the Wainstones. I know there'll be people everywhere. But yeah, get lost up there, you could be in a world of friggin' pain, couldn't you? That's why you should never rely on electronic maps. Yes, whoa, yes, I'm wearing a watch with a map on it. Yes, I have a phone in my pocket with a map on it. However, I've also got a paper map of this entire route and a compass, just in case. You know what this rock's called? But you can't guess. This rock down here that I'm pointing at, it's called a sit your ass down rock. Sit your ass down. Whoa, don't lean back, George. Just for a second. Can't put this down anywhere, so what I'm gonna do is just loosen this a little bit, have a quick drink, and then get off again. 2 minutes. We stood on the road a second ago. I figured you'd move. I would have waited. You don't have to run. I've got no mint sauce for me, don't panic. Any vegetarians watching are just unsubscribed. Ah, you're beautiful. Do you want to be on YouTube? Say bye. Say mate. Say goodnight. Well, it's turned your head away, so that must mean goodnight. Not interested. Looking at me as if to say, what the hell are you? There's another one on the trail there. Anyway, I cut this short again. Especially as we've got downhills and drops and climbs. Well, because I ain't been chatting as much to the camera, I've been getting my head down a bit. I've made up roughly for the time we've lost. So, should still get to the campsite now by about 9 o'clock. But yeah, you can't, from this side you can't see the mountains we're being up. But the bottom line is we're dropping down here now, heading, sorry, got two sticks, one pointing one way, one pointing the other way. Heading down to there, then we'll join this hillside here. I know earlier I pointed over there, I got mixed up. I made a mistake, not that one. This, where this hill starts there. The hill slopes up all the way to the top there. It goes all the way around to the top there, and it gets bloody steep. Right, and that's when it drops down and you go around, and that's where you hit the Wainwrights. The Wainwrights, The Wainwrights. The Wainstones. Bloody Wainwrights. Nowhere near the bleeding Wainwrights. I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a slog. Hell of a slog. A lot harder than I expected, because I've never been over that side, or this side actually. But yeah, hell of a lot harder than I expected that. So yeah, glad I did it though. I enjoyed that, but we haven't finished yet, not by any stretch of the imagination. Still got a long bloody way to go, and I reckon at least another 2 hours, maybe just under, but something like that. Right, okay then, let's get going again, and I'll talk to you a bit later again. Huh? Oh. Looks like a bit of sheep's wool, doesn't it? Could be sheep's wool. And there it is, and more that you can't see. I don't think I'm going to get to there by 9 o'clock. I really don't. Alright, let's take a look then. See that ridge there? Drop down to the bottom of it. That's roughly where we started. Went to the top of that one. Dropped down, dropped up. Forget the beginning bit. Dropped down, dropped up. Followed this to the top, and then zigzagged it all the way down into where that house is. There's a little village. And then cross the road and straight up through this farmer's field. Even though the actual route actually runs along the fence line, right? But if you look at the ground, it's all dead, weedy, weeds everywhere. And I thought, I don't think a farmer will mind if I just take a shortcut and walk straight across. I don't think he'd mind. It's not as if there's anything growing here. It's just dead soil and nettles. That's a nice big mountain as well, isn't it? That's something for another day. We've still got a bloody long way to go. Remember that huge hill I pointed to from right over there? Well, that's where it starts there. And it goes up and all the way down a couple of miles southern, all the way down to the camp spot. So, as I've been doing, trying not to waffle too much and trying to confuse me, aren't you? I guess the farmer did not want people cutting this way. Sorry pal, I'll put that back. Just need to get by first. Believe it or not, this is actually the right way. Bloody nightmare. And the path's only narrow because at that side there's a bit of a drop. As you see there, look, a bit of a drop. And if I slip in it, I'll fall ass over. And Don't mind telling you, this has been my hardest hike so far. This one's killed me at times, but still, we'll get it done, get to the campsite. Once I've had a coffee, something to eat, I'll feel much better. Please, please, please let my pitch be there. Oh, don't mind telling you, I'm starting to feel bloody a bit knackered. These climbs are getting to me because they're so uneven and zigzaggy and potholes everywhere. But anyway, yeah, we come up. Well, around that corner over there, we've got the first glimpses of the Wainstones, what we're heading for. So, just up the campsite, the pitch, the area where I'm planning on heading to. I know I keep saying it, I just hope there's nobody there, because I know that pitch and I like it there, and it saves me messing about looking for somewhere new. Been a hell of a walk, hell of a hike. Started there, down and up again and back down, up to the top, all the way along to about there, then zigzag down, then round back of them, zigzag, zigzag, zigzag to here, and we still have to get to the top of there, then go all the way around to the top there and drop down. Now if you can see like a path there, thinking why don't you take that one, you get on that path right from down there and there's no way I can get across. Well, I could, but I'd probably get ripped to shreds and there could be some huge holes, so not worth it. That was an option when I looked at the map actually. When I was plotting the route, when I got down there to that village there, I could have walked up the road and joined that trail and cut across the short way. But I thought, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to go the long way, the hard way. You bleeding idiot, George. I'll tell you what, I hope you've enjoyed this, because at my age, I won't be doing this particular route again in one go. No, not in one go. Don't mind telling you, this has knackered me, and I know for a fact I'll be alright in morning, because I'm always alright the next day. It's the day after, so I'll feel it the day after. I really will, and I'll probably feel it for the next week. Anyhow, right. Well, I made it up to the first peak. Now we have to make it up to the second peak over there before we can start dropping down to the Wainstones. Oh, sun's setting, and we've got a triangle shape breaking through the clouds where the way the clouds are broke up. Looks like three extraterrestrial craft. Oh, just the sun breaking through the clouds. Yeah, well, that sounds boring, doesn't it? Sun breaking through the clouds. E.T. Hey, sun's going down, so I didn't make it in time, but we're heading up and then down and just from that edge. Still quite a way to go. At least I won't have to stop and get me head torch out or out like that, I know, because still, even after the sun goes down, you've still got an hour. I'll be able to see, and it looks like the paths changed, made it a little bit better for me. Which way do I go here? Straight up for another 3/4 of a mile, and after 3/4 of a mile I turn right. Oh, I hate these tiny little narrow paths. You never know which foot to put on them. If you put both in, you feel like you're walking a tightrope. If you put one in, it feels like your other one's freaking falling all over, slipping everywhere. Whoops. Right, turning this off again because I'm having to concentrate now. There's a hell of a sunset. About half a mile up there, we turn right, drop down, and we're heading in the right direction, and then I'll know whether or not I've got my pitch. Right, you know, I just said I was on the other side of that hill, and I said when I reach the top of that, then I turn down, and I thought that was the final summit, and it's not. There's another one. Bloody hell. I had no idea when I plotted this route what would happen. Oh well. At least I know I've done it. Well, I would have done it when I turn and get down there and see if there's a camp spot. Bloody hell. Well, that's pretty spectacular, even if I say so myself. I made it all the way. Opposite side of there, all the way around into it. We haven't finished yet. Now we follow this down, and I'm planning on camping. Can't really see from here, but down there. Let's just get that sunset first. Sorry, can't stand here any longer. That wind's really picking up. And before anyone says put your jumper on or out like that, I could, but I know when I get down there I'll be out of the wind and it'll be fine. Too dark to see if there's any tents over there. So I want to be over there basically. It's too dark to see if there's any bloody tents there. We'll find out. Just gonna wander down and wander over, and I'll bring you back over there. Well, made it down, and we've got cows or bulls on my path. I need to get straight past them to that gate. So I hope they're friendly cows. I'm sure they are. Most cows like me. Well, I haven't been trampled yet. Hi cows. Be good, I just need to get to that gate. Thank you. Just need to get to that gate. I won't bother you, you don't bother me. I think that's fair, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you big beautiful cows. Lovely cows. They're all watching me. They're going to wait till I get an inch from the gate and they're going to come and attack. The gate that's not there. Oh, that's surprising. The gate's gone. I agree, it's surprising the gate's gone. Which means I could get trampled during the night if my spot is there. Oh. Whew. Just need to be on that other side. I'll bring you back. I'll leave it. I'll only be a second. Right. Got to my pitch. And luckily no one's on it. So I'm about to set up my tent before it gets too dark. But as you can see, it's sort of like one perfect area. And the rest are a bit not so great. But anyway, I want to get the tent set up now. There'll be no cooking in tonight. I've got hot food, but I've also got a load of snacks. I'm just going to have some snacks. Maybe a hot drink, but I doubt that as well. Just going to have some snacks, some water, and go to bed. I am absolutely exhausted after today. Yeah, I wish I could have filmed the entire thing, but it's took me hours. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's get a tent set up. I'm back. It's 10:38 p.m. and I've just basically got the tent set up, just jumped inside. I'm not cooking tonight, I'm not doing that tonight. I don't mind telling you, I am exhausted. I am absolutely knackered. I'm just gonna thingy, pull my bag over me, pull my sleeping bag over me, because it's quite warm, right, and just turn the light off and get some sleep. Yeah, a hell of a day. So I'll see you in the morning. We'll head back to the car, and that's a much gentler walk. Couple of little hills, but a nice easy walk back, but with some beautiful views if you haven't seen it before. Right, so I'll catch you in the morning. See you later. Well, sod's law, I've just spent the last 20 minutes putting the tent away, chatting to you about a couple of different things, and I forgot to press record. Oh god, one of them things, I'm an idiot. Anyway, I'm all packed up, leave no trace. I don't know what that is, but it's not from me. Don't even know what it is actually. So it could be some snotty, but it's not off me. But yeah, so I packed up. But this is the area, in case you didn't see it in one of my other videos. The main Wainstones, well, it's all part of the same thing. Run up there and run round. I'll tell you what, when we was right at the top of that tip up there, when you looked across here, God, it looked miles and miles away. But when you start zigzagging down that slope, it seems like miles and miles away. My God, that was a killer on my frigging knees coming down there. It really was. But yeah, I was going to put my drone up, but it's a bit breezy, and I don't, you know what I mean? It's breezy down here, and I've just checked my drone wind app, and it says, as silly as this sounds, just at 30 foot, right? The wind's at 20 plus mile an hour. Anyway, what's that? A rock. I'm all packed up, but I don't know how much you could see yesterday when I was going on about the pitch. That is sort of like the one main picture. Yeah, you could get 2 tents in there, right? But that is like one main pitch area here, and then it gets a bit sort of like you could, but it's a bit on a slope and a bit this or that, and that's really it. Unless you, well, that is really it. These 2 little areas. If you're in a bivvy, there's plenty of places, obviously, but for a tent, is that from me? Oh, it's bloody twig. Definitely not from me. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna start heading back now, so I'll leave you with a bit of footage on the way back, but I won't talk too much. Luckily, it's an easy trek back, so funny. I think it's just under 2 mile, but mostly downhill, and pretty easy, to be honest. But there are some good views, so I'll get you a few views just in case you haven't seen it. I don't know how much of last night you caught actually when I set the tent up, but just remember, to be honest, I can't remember. And I know it was dark, so I don't know if you'd have even seen out, but just to sum up, when I got to the camp, set the tent up, that was it for me. I didn't have anything to eat or out, just got in the tent, Had some water and just relaxed, and went to bed. I was absolutely knackered. I couldn't even bother cooking. Plus I don't like cooking when it's pitch black. It's doable, right, obviously, but I prefer it to be light when I cook and eat, and in that way you got less chance of having an accident. You get me? It's safer. But that wasn't the reason why last night I was just exhausted, and I thought, sod it, I'm not cooking or anything.